you've had suspicions. So let's try and find out what's going off. I'm going to do a fully loaded you and them reading. Okay. So it's going to be past, present, future. One spread for you, one spread for them. And we're going to find out what's been going on behind closed doors with your partner. Yeah, let's try and unpick it. If you want one of these, they're £50. You can find them in the Linktree link in the video description. Okay. So spread one's going to be the past spread. Okay. So these are a bit longer, so stick with it or put the speed up. I've had a few people recently commenting saying that I talk too fast. Well, tough titty. I've got ADHD, this is how I talk. I'm not looking at the camera again, sorry. Right, anyway, so let's start with you. Past spread for you. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Five of Wands. Knight of Swords. Right, so Pentacles relates to Earth, can mean money and finance, can mean non-financial wealth. That's what we're investing our time, efforts and energies in. Pages are more youthful energy, don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens, don't have the formation of the knights, more about giving something to go. This page is about an offer, he's offering the pentacle. Now this in any kind of love-based reading is a kind of breadcrumbing card. And as I always say, when you know your worth and value, you're a king or a queen. Kings and queens do not accept offers from knights or pages, they're simply not good enough. It's in the reverse position. I think that what happened in the past was that your partner kind of completely pulled back for whatever reason, and we'll try and find out in a second. And that meant that, you know, you were like, what's going off here? That's when the questions and suspicions started. That then led to the Five of Wands, Wands fire action. This is the fight or fallout card. So I'm going to say fight or fallout. I think there's been a lot of disruption, a lot of falling out within this connection. Knight of Swords. Swords are where we think words we use. Knights don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens, more so than the pages, okay? But they're more about forward motion. This knight talks about either news coming in fast or expressing ourselves. I'm going to assume at the moment, until I get some more cards out, that there was some kind of news that came in, okay? Let's continue. Six of Wands in the reverse. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, so Wands fire action again. So upright position. Story of this card is some great war going off. This village have been out to local battle. They've won. They've returned back to the village. They're celebrating. They know the greater war is yet to be won, but they know by celebrating the little wins along the way, it boosts morale of the troops. Reverse position, feeling like nothing, like you had nothing to celebrate. So if this is resonating with you, your partner pulled back. That started to cause some frustration and then caused a bit of fallout. Now, either some news came in or they said something, okay, probably more like they said something, and that made you feel like I've got nothing to celebrate here. It's almost got like a bit of a damning energy to it. It's almost like they've said something to, for want of a better phrase, put you in your place, okay? Because that then leads to the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Pentacles relates to Earth, can mean money and finance, can mean non-financial wealth. That's what we're investing our time, efforts and energies in. Now, upright position, this card's about balance, equal give and take. He's giving money out to the poor, he's got the scales in his other hand. Reverse position, one party's doing all the giving, one's doing all the taking. Guess which one you are, okay? So it's you're continuing to give. So it's like you've said something, you might have kind of accused them of not like lying or cheating or anything along those lines, but kind of like not giving them enough and them not giving you enough, sorry. And then they've come in with this bang response, you know, I've got nothing to celebrate here. What's this about? Right, okay, let me keep trying to turn this around. Let me keep kind of trying to get them to see my worth and value. If you need your partner, if you need to try and get your partner to see your worth and value, it's done. It's cooked. It's toast. Overall outcome card. Page of Swords in the reverse. So this is them as well. So the Page of Swords in the upright position is a Peter Pan type character. Doesn't want to grow up, pie in the sky ideas, flighty. And they're not even doing that. Okay, it feels like I say, it's definitely got a feel of that you've called them out on the BS, and they've reacted in a way, possibly slightly narcissistic way, because it's swords. That's then made you feel bad, made you feel like, is this going to go anywhere? But I'm going to continue to pour into this. Okay, and then they've kind of completely pulled away. Okay, obstacles or blockages. Four of Wands in the reverse. Wands fire action. So we call this the 1111 card. Make a wish. It's quite a complex card, this one. It can talk about engagement, marriage, happy home, happy community, celebration. white picket fence ending. Tangible goals and dreams that you can work your way towards. So whereas the Magician's the manifestation card, so we're magicking it in, this is tangible goals that we can dream, that we can work our way towards. So you take marriage, for example. For me, you don't manifest marriage. You find somebody, you fall in love, you save up, you get married. You can manifest the person in, you can manifest the money in, but you don't manifest the marriage, okay? It's in the reverse position. I kind of feel like that, it's got an air of feeling like you will never get that. I've got to stay with this person because otherwise I'm never going to get my happy ever after. Removing any blockages. 2 of Wands, Wands fire action. So this is about making a plan moving forward. You're the chap there, globe in the hand, surveying the scenery. Now this is obviously a past spread. I feel like despite this going off, despite you still kind of pouring into this person, you probably still did have a few like plans. If this goes tits up, what am I going to do moving forwards? So that saved you bacon slightly. Right, let's go on to them. See what their story was, please. Yeah, I do offer a shorter version of the you and them. It's divination based one, so it's just one spread for you, one spread for them, and it's based over a 6-month period. They're cheaper at £25. And again, if you drop down to the video description, you can find the Linktree link in there. Right, so 9 of Wands. Death card in the reverse. 5 of Pentacles. Right, okay, I wasn't expecting to see these, I've got to be honest with you. Right, so Wands fire action, 9 reflection cards. So they're the chap there, globe in the hand. Bandage on the head, one is still early. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. That's early for me. I've been up since 6, but for content, it's early for me. My brain's still not in gear. Right, so we call this guy the Wounded Warrior. So they're the chap there, bandage on the head, one on each arm, looking back, reflecting, going, do you know what? I might be beaten, bloodied, battered and bruised, however, I'm still standing. It feels like this person's kind of gone into a bit of a withdrawal to do some healing. I'm going to change my mind about that Knight of Swords. I think that's you. Right. Hold fire. Death card in the reverse. Death card, fixed card, rebirth. And it could be them. So it's actually a positive card. Now, in the upright position, the universe steps in and activates the death card for you. Reverse position, being asked to do a self-imposed death card. It can indicate resistance, though. Because much like in life, in tarot, death comes to us all. The difference is you can resist it. 5 of Pentacles. So this is about feeling left out in the cold. We've got the 2 homeless figures here trudging through the snow. One at the front's looking down, little Timmy on his crutch looking up. They're going, Christ almighty, what are we going to do here, left out in the cold? Now, some sneaky pagans put the pentacles in the stained glass window of the church there. So the idea in that situation is we lift a head above the situation and see what help and support is there. Right, let's continue. Sun card. 2 of Wands. Right, Sun card, fixed card, the most positive card in the deck. It means the birth of something new. Right, hold fire. 2 of Wands. Back again, making a plan moving forwards. Overall outcome card. 8 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so not the most riveting card in the world to look at this one. It's 8 Wands or staves flying through the air. It generally talks about pick up in pace, new opportunities, fast-paced motion. It's in the reverse position, okay? Stagnation, feeling like life's passing us by. Obstacles or blockages. Temperance. Okay, I'm going to say, unusually I'm going to say this is what was causing their obstacle or blockage. So Temperance card for me is the alignment card. It's when our mind, body, soul's all in alignment. We know who we are, what we want, where we're going. You'll also notice the angel, hopefully, is pouring into her own cup. So it talks about periods of self-love, self-care, self-healing. It's in the reverse position, not kind of pouring into her own cup and focusing on themselves. Removing any blockages. Knight of Wands. Wands fire action, Knight's forward motion. So this Knight's about getting on that horse, getting out of dodge. Okay, I want to say that would have removed the blockage. So, yeah, I don't think that your person was up to anything dodgy, to be honest with you. It kind of feels like they pulled back because they were going through a healing cycle. Now, they should have said that, okay, and I think that's where this is all kind of stemmed from. You then start getting frustrated and there's fight and fallout. Okay, I'm gonna say it's probably them that there's the Knight of Swords that activated the death card, but that needed to happen. They then felt feeling left out in the cold. However, by activating the death cards, that's unlocked their Sun card. Okay, you're feeling like you've got nothing to celebrate. You're continuing to try and give on an emotional level. Meanwhile, they're making a plan of moving forwards because they want their sun card. The problem is, because you're energetically chasing, it's actually blocking their opportunities moving forwards, believe it or not, and they ain't coming forwards. What you're being advised to do, or was advised to do, is get out there. So this indicates to me a separation. Okay, you might be back together now, because obviously I don't know how far this goes. It's collective. Number one. Number two, it doesn't matter to me. It's nothing to do with me. I'm just doing the reading. Yeah, so let's go on to the present spreads and see what that's saying. Okay, but I would suggest that you two aren't supposed to be together. Okay, so spread 2, present spread. So some of this would have recently happened. Some will be in play now. Some might be coming about a week or so. Present's always going into the past. So let's get them together. Shuffle back to you. Right, Queen of Swords, 10 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, so Swords there, where we think words we use, Queen's feminine energy. So this is you, okay, stepping up into that Queen of Swords energy, taking control on the mental level, analysing the situation. She's not afraid to swing a sword when she's ready. 10 of Cups, Cups, water emotions, 10's completion cards. I call this Happy Families card. It's a couple arm in arm kiddies dancing under the rainbow. We can talk about a wish fulfillment on an emotional level, okay? 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So Pentacles relates to Earth, can be money and finance, can be non-financial wealth again. So upright position, we call this guy the back. You have to, I explain it loads because I forget if they've come out yet or not. Basically. Right, so we call this guy the banker, is the investment card of the investment suit. The other way we can go, for me, is he's got the pentacle over his heart chakra there. So it can talk about closing off the heart chakra. It's in the reverse position, so it's either not investing in yourself or starting to open up that heart chakra, which would be a good thing. Let's continue. Page of Pentacles. Death card. Right, okay. Page is more youthful energy again. So in the upright position, coming forwards with an offer. And again, when you know your worth and value, you're a king or a queen. Kings and queens do not accept offers from knights or pages. So what it feels like is, because they've not come forwards in the Page of Swords, you've then taken control. You've gone, do you know what? I deserve my 10 of Cups. Okay. You then start, I want to say, opening up your heart chakra to a new life, new possibilities moving forwards. And then they come in with a Page's offer. So the universe has or is about to death card it in the upright for you. Okay, you two are not supposed to be together. I'm not saying that it doesn't feel like this person's a bad person. And with the way the reading started, I feel it's a little bit like you might have had questions and doubts in regard to, are they lying to me? Are they cheating on me? Etc. etc. No, they've not done their healing. The problem is, as you start to kind of get your shit together, for want of a better phrase, that's when they're coming in. But it's Page's offer, okay? Overall outcome card. 5 of Wands in the reverse. So yeah, this time it's either the end of a fight, giving up on a fight for this, or dropping the frustration, okay? Obstacles or blockages. Page of Cups, yeah. So Page of Cups is also about an offer. It's an emotional offer. Sadly, and I don't, you know, to be fair to this person, and I mean, we'll get back clarity in a second, but I don't think that they're deliberately trying to muck you around. I just think that because they've not fully done their healing and they've not got into alignment, all they know is Page's offers. And you're at that point in your life and in your journey where you're wanting a king, not a page. You know, removing any blockages. 6 of Pentacles in the upright. So it's time to find that balance. And you deserve somebody where you're not give. Because like I say, unfortunately, I think that prior to this, you've been in a bit of a fixer energy. And this is what's kind of partly caused the issue, if you want to call it that. Because I think that you've done everything that you can for this person in the hope that they're going to change, and they just ain't doing that. Now, in situations like this, oftentimes the change in that person happens once you walk away, because they're faced with that stark reality that their safety blanket's not there anymore. Now, the challenge isn't for them to do their healing and come back again. Sorry. It's for you to go and find your happy and them to go forth and find their happy. Okay, so let's go on to them. Yep, don't forget to like and subscribe, please, to my channel. And also drop us a comment if it resonates or anything else you want to pop in there. Okay. Right, so Tower card in the reverse. Hanged Man. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, so I think that you're gonna say something, because yet again they let you down. So you go Queen of Swords off with their head. It's not going to be anything brutal, but it's just going to be the truth. It's going to be the honest truth. That's going to trigger the Tower card in the reverse for them. Tower card, fixed card, the Awakening card. So let's go through it in the upright. So we've got the tower there, struck by lightning. It's on fire. There's people jumping out. It's cracking. It's crumbling. This tower is this connection. It's built on rocky foundations and it needs to come down. Tower cards are always, always, always for your long-term good, whether you like what happens or not. 1 time out of 10, they're positive. 9 times out of 10, they're tough and destructive. The idea of a tower card is the universe goes, right, you're in this timeline here. We need you over here. There's something you've not done, said, changed, shifted, whack, bitch slap, get over there, splat. Now, the idea after a tower card is you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you press forwards regardless of what's happened. Now, I don't think that they're doing this in this occasion. Okay, now, when the tower card's in the reverse position, it's either self-imposed or, in this case, they kind of see it coming because you're at your wit's end. Okay, now, they don't really react properly to the tower card because we then got the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man for me is a leap of faith card. Yes, the Fool is as well, but the Fool has other meanings, such as starting a brand new cycle, being a bit more present. The Hanged Man is always a leap of faith card for me because we're stuck with a decision. Left path, right path, stick or twist. Problem is looking for guarantees. Life don't work like that. Okay. Now in the upright position, stuck there, they've at least had a shift in perspective. But that's as far as the tower goes. 4 of Pentacles in the reverse position again for them. So I'm on this occasion, I want to say they're probably not investing in themselves as opposed to opening up that heart chakra. 5 of Cups in the reverse. 5 of Swords in the reverse. Right, so they then come in with this Page's offer, but the Death card gets activated. Something happens out of your control, and it could be something like because they do that, some belief you have about love suddenly drops and goes, what the fuck? Okay. 5 of Cups in the reverse. Cups for emotion. So you're the figure there, normally in black. Reverse deck. They're in black as a mourning or grieving the 3 cups that have fallen over. They're not seeing the 2 that are behind them. Upright position, stuck in grieving mode. Reverse position. Despite this death card, they're in this energy of, well, you know, it's okay to be angry, sad, pissed off, annoyed, but there will be better times ahead. Now, the slight concern I've got here is that that's a slightly deluded attitude in this instance because fucking drilling scared the life out of me. Because this isn't supposed to go anywhere, okay? 5 of Swords in the reverse position. 5 of Swords in the reverse position. Swords there where we think, words we use. So they're the figure in the foreground. There's 2 figures that laid the swords down walking away. It generally talks about difference of idea, direction, opinion, etc. and who's going to come out on top. Now, it's in the reverse position. I think that's them mentally backing down to themselves, okay? Overall outcome card. Temperance. Right, okay. So when the Death card hits, they at least have this right attitude of there will be better opportunities ahead. Now, like I say, I'm a little bit concerned that they might think in regard to this connection, but I think you're giving up on the fight. You're going, enough's enough, right? That's going to be enough for them to go, I need to focus on myself, right? Obstacles or blockages. Queen of Wands. Wands fire action, Queen's feminine energy. Okay, I'm going to say the obstacle blockage here is that they're seeing you as their Queen of Wands, and I don't think that you are. Okay, removing any blockages. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Right, so again, I don't normally do advice for the other person because obviously I'm not reading for them, but in this case I feel it's more relevant. Number 1, yes, you're a queen, but you're a Queen of Swords, not a Queen of Wands, right? Number 2, they're a knight at best. I mean, we've seen that actually they're page, not knight. Now, it's in the reverse position. What they're being advised to do is not push forwards because I think that there's a temptation for them to kind of come rushing in before they've done that healing, okay? So let's go on to the divination row. So this is going to be based over the next 6 months. Tend to find it goes chronological outcome card right about 6 months from now. So let's have a look. Back together. Right. 3 of Wands in the reverse. Tower card. The universe really does not want you two together. This is unbelievable. Right, so 3 of Wands in the reverse. Right, so so I'm just going to amend that 5 of Wands in the reverse ever so slightly, as far as saying that I think it's probably you giving up on the fight for going in a new direction. Okay, because with... Do I want to say that? No, I'm going to stick to what I said. This is getting louder. We can't hear it on the microphone. Oh, welcome to living in a terrace house in the UK. Yeah, no, I'm going to stick to what I said. Okay, giving up on the fight, but then there's going to be some hesitation to actually push forwards in a new direction. Okay, so the universe is like, for fuck's sake, no. Tower card in the upright. So something's going to happen out of your control. Now, with the death card, it's more clinical and surgical. With the tower card, it's the whole lot falls to rubble. Okay, 10 of Wands, Wands fire action, 10's completion cards. Okay. This is a release card. You're the chap there carrying the Bale of Wands back to the village. When he gets back there, he's going to drop it like a sack of shit and say, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. I'm out. Okay. Let's continue. Hanged Man. Okay, so it's a... right, it's a realisation that you need to release it, but you're not going to. Okay. So then we've got the Hanged Man in the upright. So now you're stuck having a shift in perspective. Then you go into Queen of Swords in the reverse, getting in your head, overthinking it, questioning things, putting yourself down. Overall outcome card. Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and they're back to square one. Okay, we've completely cycled, repeated back to the very first card in the tarot deck. They're not coming forwards with anything. Right, obstacles or blockages. 6 of Swords. So this is about going in a new direction, going on to calmer waters. Now, there is some sorrow attached to it, hence why we've got the figure there cloaked with the head down. I feel like what's keeping you trapped here is that you start to go, I need to go in a new direction, but then that kind of like, oh yeah, but are they going to be okay? Am I going to be okay? Are they my person? Kicks in, and it keeps kind of keeping your cycle repeating. Removing any blockages. King of Swords in the reverse. Right, so... I don't want to, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I don't want to say that this person slipped into narcissistic tendencies, but I do feel like there's an element of mental gameplay here, okay? So it's like, yeah, I'll change, you know, I have changed, everything's going to be all right, and then when it comes to the crunch, they don't actually go and get that help, and this is why it keeps cycle repeating, and part of the problem is that you keep allowing them to, okay? Let's continue on to them. Right, so final spread, them, next 6 months. I'm going to pick why you've managed to get yourself completely stuck. Right, Ace of Wands in the reverse, Tower card in exactly the same position, 4 of Pentacles. Right, so... Ace of Wands in the reverse. So Ace of Wands is about going, right, long term, who am I, what am I, where am I going, what do I want? So there's a refusal to do that. So they're doing the Temperance card, we ended up timeline-wise. So they are focusing on themselves, but they're not assessing what they want long term. So it's going to be something pretty heavy, I feel, this Tower card, because you've both got it. So it's going to be something that affects both of you. Because normally with the Tower card in this, it's normally something happens to the one person, and it's designed to shift you out that energy and frequency. In this case, it's something that's going to affect both of you. We then got the 4 of Pentacles back again. So I feel like it's them closing off their heart chakra, to be honest with you, rather than investing in themselves. 3 of Swords. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Right, so... right, so 3 of Swords, Heartbreak card. Although it's the Heartbreak card, it is Swords, so it's often something from the past or something that's been said. This Tower card is going to cause the 3 of Swords for them. Queen of Wands in the reverse. So it talks about either slipping into toxic femininity, backing down, rolling over, letting other people get what they want, or slightly kind of nasty, bitchy, pot stirry energy. Okay, overall outcome card. Oop, don't want that one. 4 of Cups. So they're the figure under the tree, staring at the 3 cups, stuck, bored, jaded, fed up, cloud, handcuffed, no opportunities. Upright position, can't see the wood for the trees. It's like they completely withdraw again. Okay, and then they're missing out on opportunities. Obstacles or blockages. 5 of Wands in the reverse. This is them kind of giving up on the fight. Removing any blockages. I want to say that's the fight for themselves, not for the connection. Because like I say, we've had that many Tower cards, Death cards. The universe does not want you two together. Okay. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune for me talks about either the energy around us, or question, or the way we're thinking about things. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Sort of banging and drilling. Yeah, I think what this is basically saying is that things are just going to stagnate for you until you realise that you're not supposed to be together. Like I say, far too many Death cards, Tower cards, etc., etc. It's like something happens, this person then kind of goes into hiding, you get to that point where you're like, I've got to let go, I've got to release it. You don't fully do it, you just have a bit of a shift in perspective, that you're then getting in your head, you're questioning it, and then yet again, they're letting you down. Okay, so unfortunately, this relationship isn't going to work. Yes, you've slipped into Queen of Swords in the reverse position, and I feel like with the Queen of Wands there in the reverse, I think that they're seeing you as a bit of a nasty person by this point, and this is why they withdraw again. I think, unfortunately, whatever you say to this person, they're just going to take it the wrong way. They're too unhealed. They're in too much of an immature energy. And until they change that, they're not really going to find the love that they're looking for. Okay? So, there you go. If you want to unpick your situation, like I said, that's a fully loaded you and them reading, prior to same day guaranteed. You can find them in my Linktree link in the video description. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, tell us what you thought about the reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now.